This is where I get frustrated.
Don't even open that can of worms.
Like horrifying.
Horrifying. Not allowed to cry or have emotions in your house?
Like, do you really need to know what Zemo-glophical-8 is? Or
Oh, Jessica.
everyone has a favorite. Everyone does. Lauren, you know what's back?
What?
Is my obsession with World War II. Like, my whole Netflix is flooded with, like, anything related to World War II. I'm just fascinated by it.
I am too. I'm
Like,
obsessed
it's
with World War
fucking
II.
crazy.
I know.
And, like, have you ever seen The Darkest Hour? Has anyone ever seen The
No.
Darkest Hour?
No.
Come on,
What is
y'all.
that? I
Winston
don't
Churchill? Yeah.
No. Oh, no, I want to, though. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's good.
So good.
And, like, there's so many, like, inner working. It's so scattered, first
Yeah.
of all. It's, like, all over the place, number one. And number two, it's, like, so intricate.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't fucking know. And I feel like no one talks about Italy. There's nothing about Italy in any movie. Is there? I never seen it. It's, like, Japan, and then it's Hitler.
Yeah, you're right.
No one talks
You're
about
right.
Mussolini.
How Italy was on the
They were, like, the pot stir.
the axis, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna dig around.
Interesting.
I know.
I never really thought about
I know.
that.
I thought about it the other day
Yeah.
because Mussolini was trying to get. This is from The Darkest Hour. Mussolini was advertising that they were trying to, like, trigger peace talks between Britain and Hitler.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the time when, like, France was falling and whatever, and like, obviously Hitler and his cronies were, like, coming to, like, take over Britain, and then Mussolini was like, no, like, let's just all be on the same team.
Yeah.
And
Let's drink
whatever.
some wine and
Yeah,
have a little
let's have
bread.
a little cigar.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, but no one fucking talks about that.
You're
psychopath.
right. Maybe because, like, I guess we're friends with Italy now. So, like, we don't portray them badly. But we're friends with
And the
Germany now,
press,
too.
Yeah, we're friends.
Yeah, I know, that's
There's some,
interesting.
like, I feel like we're not, like, it's like if someone was like,
It's like an awkward friend.
yeah, like if like someone's
It's
like,
an
oh, I'm
awkward
from
friendship.
Germany, I'd be like, oh,
Oh.
I'm Jewish.
Who are your ancestors?
Yeah, correct. All right, let's get into
Anyway,
the Q&A
anywho.
for the day.
Okay. All right. So first one. I'd love for y'all to cover parents who don't say no. I know a couple of them who don't say no or really anything negative to their children, and their children are literal terrors.
I feel like this falls under that umbrella of, like, parents who accommodate.
Yeah.
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 And it's like they're just scared of a reaction.
I would
Like,
say not saying no is part of gentle parenting, right? Is it?
not
Saying no to your kids.
It's like not saying no directly.
Okay, yeah.
It's like I want the lollipop or whatever. And so then the parent's like, oh, it's really hard when you can't get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. And, like, whatever. But it's saying no, though. I guess it's like the parents are like, fine, take it.
You're just not saying the word no.
Yeah.
Those parents are not saying the word
They're not
no.
saying no. They're like, yeah, they're just not saying no.
Man, I say no to my kids
All
like
the
a
time.
lot.
All the
Probably
time.
too much. I might say no too much.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, because you have 3 of them, though.
Yeah. So I
Like-
say no, like my automatic response is no. And then sometimes I'll think about it. And be like,
But also, it's like, if one of them, like, give me an example.
Man, I hate when I can't think of examples
know.
when I'm put on the spot.
But, like, if one of them's like, can I watch TV?
yeah.
Like, you're not going to say, yeah, because then the other, like, you want the other 2 watching TV.
Then
So that-
everybody's
yeah,
like,
it's
I want one,
easier.
I want one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, no.
Yeah.
Or, yeah. So, anyways, the benefit, it's boundaries. Like, they
Kids
need
need
to
to
learn
be
how
told
to say
no.
no. Learn how to hear no.
I think especially nowadays
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they get whatever they want whenever they want now.
Yeah,
You know, like
That's true.
I want to watch a 3-minute cartoon about unicorns that have pink tails. Boom. There it is.
Yep.
You know, they get whatever they want whenever they want. So I
Yeah.
feel like you have to say no.
Yeah. They have to learn boundaries. They have
Yes.
to learn how to accept a limit.
Yeah. And be disappointed
Yeah.
and not get what they want.
Yeah. And, like, it's fine. I feel like I say that's, like, always my response to, like, anything like this. Like, it's fucking fine. Like, they're fine. Like,
You
they
tell your
can-
kid that?
No, like, to
Oh.
parent, to,
Oh,
like,
okay.
whoever's, like, asking the, like, yeah, I think you're doing your child a huge disservice if all you do is accommodate or
Yeah.
give in, because then it's also like the slot machine metaphor.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if your kid knows that they can break you down, or if they ask enough, or if they use a volume, then they're going to get you. They're going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they're going to keep getting reinforced because they get rewarded.
Well, and I guess like what is the fear of saying no?
Tantrum, I feel like. Like, I don't want to deal with the repercussions of saying no. Like, it's a tantrum.
Okay.
I
Like fear
feel-
of
right?
how the kid's going to react, I guess.
Yeah, like an undesired response from the kid.
Yeah.
Because it may take like time away from what the parent wants to do, or it'll take time to handle something that's uncomfortable for the parent, or it'll, like, the parent doesn't know what to do then, like once a tantrum or whatever happens, so they would rather just cave.
There was also, though, like a wave, and this was like long before we had kids. There was like this wave of like parenting where you didn't say no. Like it was like a belief not to say no. Like I knew a couple who they have 3 kids, and they like, it was like part of like their parenting philosophy that they didn't say no.
So what would they say?
I don't know. I'm like, I don't understand that. That makes no fucking sense.
Yeah,
like,
so teach your kids how to accept no.
Yeah, because guess what? When they go out in the real world,
yeah, they hear no all damn day at school,
all damn day,
and they can accept it. So why can't they accept it at your house? You're the problem.
Right.
Sorry.
Right. Okay. Next, dear LBC, it feels like the current culture in America is pretty pro bragging. How do I raise a humble child in a world that likes to reward the loudest achiever in the room? I hate obnoxious people. Yeah.
Is it pro bragging?
I would say it's like pro, like, me, right? It's like everybody wants attention on themselves. Everybody wants their 5 minutes of fame. Everybody wants to be famous. They want to have followers. They want to be an influencer, right? You know, like,
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of social media. Like, everybody like wants to shine and like have people look at them and listen to them, and you know,
like we're kind of doing that.
I know, you're right. Guilty.
I mean, but
guilty is
like
charged.
A business.
Yeah,
like we need,
fuck y'all.
Yeah,
we're just gonna talk bad about the people who do it, but we're also gonna do it.
But like, so our country? What does it say? Our country's.
It's very pro bragging. How do I raise humble kids?
I mean, I guess I don't like pro bragging means like like. I don't really.
I kind of see that as like the like just being very obsessed with like your
optically.
Yeah, optically. Yes, your optics, like how you portray yourself to the world, you know?
Okay, and is the opposite of that humble?
I guess.
So like, what does humble mean? Like
I guess humility is like not thinking about yourself. Like thinking about other people first, right? And like not being like not looking for a lot of attention.
I mean, I think there's a difference between arrogance and confidence.
Yes.
I think there's a difference between like overkill and like empowering yourself and like there's like a delicate dance of like that pride, you know, thing. And I think it's less about what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh, I got an A, yes. Versus, I got an A.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like bragging. Like that's completely different. Like someone would hear that in a like completely different way. You know, one is like you're bragging because of like the like fluctuation in tone and volume. And then the other one is like a little bit more quiet. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I'm so proud of myself. I got an A.
I think also just like emphasizing the process, like that you worked really hard to get that grade, you know, instead of the outcome. That's probably a big part of humility, you know, like emphasizing the journey instead of the reward at the end. I think also, I think a big part of instilling humility in kids is like making them do shit for themselves and for the family.
Oh, yeah.
For the benefit of the family. You know, like you have to sweep the floors and do the laundry and wash the dishes, and no, we don't just like leave that for someone else to do.
Correct.
You know?
Yep.
Like mom later or a housekeeper or whatever. You know, like you got to do it to like make this household run.
Correct. And like I think also like helping like I'm starting to get like roads to like help Monroe if like it's
Yeah,
something that
yeah,
like
yeah.
he can help her.
Yes, like help her put her shoes on, help her.
Yeah, like open a toy that like
Right.
whatever. And also I'm making them like they're so little still, especially Monroe, but like this is gross. But in the morning when we're like switching like nighttime diaper to like
Yeah.
daytime, I'm like, okay, go throw it in the trash. Like
Yeah.
that's something, it's like developmentally, like I wouldn't be like, go sweep up. I mean, she would go sweep up, but not right. But like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You got to do it like according to their
Yes.
developmental stage.
Yeah.
I'm worried that my son is becoming addicted to video games. I know this because I may or may also be addicted to video games. How do I break the cycle? Please don't tell me to stop playing video games or I'm never going to listen to your show again. Well, you might never listen to our show again.
I mean, it's also
So,
the most
with my
unattractive
answer.
thing when a dude plays video games. I think it's so
Agreed.
gross.
I
think
agree.
it's the least sexy thing.
Yeah,
Like, it's just fucking gross. It just grosses me out. So,
I know because it's like
yeah, I don't want you listening to our podcast because
Yeah.
you're fucking gross. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so if you don't want your kid to be addicted to video games, then you need to seriously
Mhm.
look at your use of video
Yeah,
games because you're the model for the kid.
Yeah. Same thing with like phone use. Like
Same
they
thing
do
with
what
phone
they see.
use.
Yeah. Yeah. So look inward,
Right.
sailor.
Right. I mean,
And change
yeah,
your
they're like, there is
behaviors.
no other solution.
Yeah. Like
There isn't one.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop it.
Yeah, like I had like my talks, I always have a parent who's
you
like,
do?
yeah, I always have a parent
So
be
the
like,
man?
what do
A
I
dad?
do? No, sometimes it's moms.
Oh.
No, not saying they're addicted, but I
Oh.
always have a parent say like, what do I do? Like my kid is, spending 8 hours a day on video games, and I'm like, fucking take it away.
That's
Like, what? I'm sorry. What other solution do you think there is?
And I feel like that goes back to the first question. Like parents
The
don't know how
no.
to say no.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you scared of?
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, they're
what are
scared.
you
Like he's gonna freak out.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
but so what?
well, I have nothing else to offer you. There's no like
But quit being a
medication I can give a kid
pussy
to not
and
be
being a girl. You're
Yeah.
the parent to
Yeah.
grow
And it's like,
up.
Yeah, it sucks, but guess what? There is no other solution. There isn't one.
Yeah.
It's like if someone
but
was
you're in
addicted to
charge.
heroin, I'd be like, we have to remove the heroin.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Like that's it. That's it. That's the
Yeah.
cure. Remove
Like-
the heroin. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
what else do you want me to tell
Like
you?
take the needles. Like,
Yeah. And
that's
yes,
not
there's
free
other
base.
things involved in it, but
Yeah.
like that's like number one is like
Yeah.
remove access. Period.
And like, why are you so scared of your fucking kid?
I know.
Like, I can't, like, why are parents so scared of their kid? Like, I just don't understand.
I think it's like if you allow that problem to just spiral out of control and you give your kid that much power, you get into a fucking mess.
Fine.
Because I mean, like if you're talking about like a mom who's 5 feet tall and she's got a 17-year-old son,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
He could beat the shit out of her,
No, right.
you know?
Yeah, but you fucking try. I mean, like,
You should go. You know what you should be? Do you remember
The
that
muscle?
show with like the British nanny?
Yeah.
Who would go and you should be her.
I'm like 5'1".
Jessica?
You
yeah.
try.
Yeah.
Like, you
try
touch me. Like, I'll get the broom. But like, yeah, fine. But like, you think like that parent is gonna think that like their kid's gonna lay a hand on them? Really?
Yeah. Some parent. Yeah.
Well, then they need to then lay a hand and get arrested.
I
like
know.
what?
I know.
Like, I mean, I've had clients, yes, like very similar circumstance. And it's like, call the police.
Yeah.
Like, if you send your kid out at 18 and they think that they can treat an adult like that,
Yeah.
they're going to jail anyways,
Yeah.
or they're
Yeah.
going to get shot. So,
Yeah.
like, you want them shot and dead, or you want them to learn a fucking lesson.
Yeah.
Also, like, you need to go to therapy and like
I
learn
know.
how to be a grown up.
I know. I mean, I had a family not that long ago that the kid is 14, I want to say, and like horrible addiction to his phone and becomes a total fucking psychopath when they take it away. Like psycho,
Yeah.
like
Mm.
like throwing objects at them that like would
Fuck
actually
off.
hurt, like
Yeah,
punching walls
psycho.
and shit. And they were like trying to figure out what to do. And I was like, I can't offer you any other solution,
Like, that
other
is
than taking it
domestic
away.
violence.
And I was like, they know a cop. And I was like, make the cop come over
Like,
and fucking
scare
back
the
you up.
fucking shit out of him. Take
Because-
him to jail.
Yeah.
And, like, give him a runaround.
And the problem is, like, you have to realize that, like, if your kid is that deep into it, their brain is, like, literally, like, warped while they're doing it. Okay? So you're dealing with, like, an irrational human.
Yeah,
You know, it's
they're
kind
in
of dealing with, like, a
crisis.
psychotic person.
They're in crisis. Yeah.
And so you're not going to get a rational response when you take it
No.
away. And you can't expect that. That's
No.
not going to happen.
And if you, and, like, the thing is that, okay, that's a perfect example. How range was that kid?
I think he's like 14.
Okay.
Ish.
That response of throwing things is a developmentally appropriate response for a 3-year-old.
Correct.
So I'm assuming that it started at 3 and he, she, they, whatever, stopped at that stage in Erickson's stage of whatever, and now he's stuck. And now he didn't, like, thrive out of that stage to learn. So now he's stuck at 14 and he's 3. He doesn't have any coping skills.
Nope.
And that ain't his fault. Sorry, whoever these parents are.
Yeah.
Like, that's your fault.
Right.
Because you accommodated and didn't say fucking no.
Right.
And so now, like, he, again, if he's throwing shit at you, you think he's gonna, he's probably getting in fights or he's threatening fights, and, like, he needs
serious help. Well, and the problem is, like, if you don't do something now, it ain't gonna get better.
God,
it's not gonna get better on its own.
No,
it's gonna get far worse.
And
so it's like, you think it's bad now.
Like, that's like domestic violence, just recipe. Like, I can't even think about what, I mean, honestly.
I know.
Like, if that's how a kid learns how to, like, get what they want or solve a problem, like, that's going to go into relationships in the future.
I know.
So
take away the video games.
Yeah.
Period. Hi, Big Brains. My husband and I are on day 1,460 of not getting our daughter into any sort of consistent, coherent bedtime routine. We can't nail it. In a perfect world, what does the perfect bedtime routine look like? And what are some tricks to lead that kicking and screaming horse to water? I wouldn't say there's, like, a perfect bedtime routine for every kid. I think that there's like a menu of options you could try, right? Some kids are going to respond well to, okay, what I will say, one thing that, like, research backs up is, like, whatever you choose to do is doing that consistently in the same order. Okay. Consistency is key. Every night. Okay. So it doesn't matter if that's, like, in your house, if that's reading a book or listening to music or drawing or doing yoga at bedtime or whatever the hell, like playing your musical instrument. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But it's like doing a routine in the same order every night actually trains your brain, that primal part of your brain to start getting tired earlier and earlier in the routine so that you go to bed. And this is the same for adults too.
Yeah.
So it really doesn't matter. It's just like having a routine. Don't use screens, please.
Oh, yeah.
Please don't.
No.
Please don't use screens as part of that.
No. I would say, and, like, you're going to say longer, but, like, realistically for me and my family, like, I'd say, like, 30 minutes before we're getting them, like, in bed to read or whatever it is. Like, TV's off, we're going upstairs to, like, like, I don't know, like, more than 30 minutes. I feel like 30 minutes is a good.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's,
like,
completely
realistic,
fair.
because then it's like, go upstairs, like, BB-to-bop, play in your room for, like, 5 minutes, like, whatever it is. And that, but it needs to be, I mean, consistent. Bedtime needs to be, I would say, within 15 minutes of each side. If it's 6:30, 6:45, or 6:15. Like, get it in that 30-minute block. Yeah. You just got to be, she kicking and screaming. Why do you think? Because it's working.
Exactly.
And she avoiding getting out of, getting attention, control. Like, you got to ignore it.
This goes back to something we talked about, like, a long time ago, extinction burst.
Yep.
So there's this thing in psychology with behavior that, like, behavior escalates to a certain point, and then it starts to extinguish, and there's something called the extinguish burst. And if you don't make it past the extinction burst, if you don't make it past that, you will never extinguish the behavior.
Yep.
Most parents never make it past that.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. And we talked about this with, it was sleep. Yeah. It was sleep regression. Yeah. And Rhodes. And he, like, he was screaming, like, throwing his toys all over the place, just being cray. And this isn't really extinction, but kind of. Anyways, I took took everything out of his room because he was being unsafe. But then, like, he would still obviously, like, go to the door and like, scream and kick and kick. But, like, at that point, it's like I would just let him do it. And, like, it would get the periods of that behavior would get shorter and shorter,
Right.
and then less frequent, and then it just
Right,
stopped.
because it's not being reinforced.
Yeah.
My husband's been traveling for work a lot more lately, and I've noticed my son seems to act out more when he's not there. I don't want to feed my husband's ego, but is there something I'm missing about the importance of a father's involvement with our son's emotional regulation?
I have like the not opposite problem, but like when Rick's away, like it's always better when you see her, obviously. But my kids are like more shit.
Regulated?
Thank you. Yes. Regulated because I am like so
Consistent.
structured.
Yeah.
But I think like take the trip like gone or whatever part out of it. I think that the way either parent really
Yeah.
reacts to stress models the kid, models how the like tells the kid how to respond to stress.
Right.
So like if someone is like grunting a lot or like volume level gets up or like stomps, slams a thing or walks away, then like that's how the kid's gonna respond.
Yeah.
But this is just like when the dad's away,
Yeah.
the kids are.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's probably less about dad being away and more about like it's hard when one parent's away.
Yeah, and they miss them. Yeah. And it's just like more stress on the parent that's there.
Yeah, to like keep
Yeah.
everything structured and whatever.
I mean, I think it could be a lot of things. Like
yeah.
it could be that it's like something about the father-son relationship, like that the dad's really good at helping the kid regulate and be calm. It could be that.
Yeah, and I wonder like what is he doing?
Yeah.
And that's probably what you should be doing if it works.
Right. It could just be that when dad's away, mom is more stressed, and so it's hard for her to regulate.
Yep.
It could be that maybe the kid just like really misses the dad, is like really close to the dad, and so gets really upset when the dad's not there.
Yeah, like I will say, like, I don't know, like this person's life or whatever, but like if the frequency of the dad coming and going is high,
Yeah.
then that like unpredictable, infrequent like pattern, it promotes dysregulation in kids.
Yes.
Not saying like it's your life, you have to travel.
Right.
And you just kind of like have to brainstorm how to make those transitions more
Yes.
predictable.
Yep.
You know, that's you just got to figure that part out.
Right.
But yeah, I think like kids just soak up how we react to the world, and like Monroe, because like we're not fucking perfect in my house. Like we fight in front of our kids on accident sometimes and whatever, and like Monroe, just like randomly, like when she either wants attention or is like annoyed, she'll just like look at you and go, ah! And like, but then she like laughs, and then she'll like, and just like growl, like especially when I'm like trying to like whatever, send a video to like her godmother or whatever. I'm like, say hey to Aunt Addie, and she's like, and I'm like, okay, so that's probably like a me, like I don't know, like
it's like when am I doing that?
Yeah, when am I saying like don't
that's
film
hilarious.
me or something? Anyways, just saying like kids are sponges, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
But dads are great.
Yeah.
My little gremlin wants everything now. How do I start the process of teaching her delayed gratification, that it's better to wait 10 minutes and receive 2 cookies rather than 1 cookie now? She's 4. I'm tired.
She don't get no 2 cookies,
Yeah.
so that's.
I mean, how do you start the process? You just
Stop.
start it.
Or yeah.
You just do it.
Like, what is it? 2 cookies, 10 minutes, 1
How do
minute?
I start the process of teaching delayed gratification, that it's better to wait 10 minutes and receive 2 cookies rather than 1 cookie now? Some of that also, like, okay, did y'all watch when you were in training? Did you watch that? It's like a really old research study, but it was videoed of like the marshmallow, like all these kids sitting in a room, and there was like a marshmallow on the table, and they were like, you can either eat that marshmallow now or you get whatever after, like 5 marshmallows, you know? And it was like they tracked the number of kids who ate them and how to whatever. And then they studied like their personalities, and a lot of it was just like, you know, some kids just are more impulsive like
Yeah,
that, and they're
yeah.
not thinking about
Yeah.
like the long term.
Yeah.
So some of it is like personality, you know?
I'm like age.
Yeah,
Like,
some of it's
10
age,
minutes,
some of it's
it might
personality.
as well be a year for a
for a
4-year-old.
Yeah.
Why are you like that? Shouldn't even be like a conversation. Like, if she gets a cookie, give her a cookie.
Or like instead of setting up this very abstract thing that a
Yeah.
4-year-old's not going to
You're
understand,
right.
saying like you can have the cookie once you pick up the toys off the
Yes,
playroom floor.
exactly.
You know?
And
Like,
is it yelling? Is that kid yelling or something?
I don't know.
Does it say?
She wants everything now. But
Oh.
like all 4-year-olds want everything now.
Yeah.
That's just being a kid.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
being a human.
Everybody, yeah.
We all want everything now.
Correct. Yeah. I would say like if she's like yelling or whatever, like when your voice is off, you can have a cookie.
Yeah.
When your body is like calm, you can have a cookie.
Yeah.
Like not like you're not providing rationale to a 4-year-old.
Right.
You lost
No.
him at word 4.
No. And I don't think your goal should not be to teach them, okay, if you wait
Yeah.
10 minutes, you get 2. If you take it now, you get
Yeah.
1. Like that, you're not
It
doing a
doesn't-
research
You're right.
thesis.
Yeah.
Like,
She's not a
what are you
rat.
trying to do? It's more like teaching them, what is the expectation in order for them to get a cookie?
Yeah. And like that they are capable of having a calm body and a
Yes.
calm voice to wait
Yes.
a little bit
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right.
Like they're not going to like die if they don't get a cookie right now.
Right.
Even though
Right.
it feels like it.
Yes.
The drama.
We all want that.
Yeah. Submit a question. Let's see. We've gotten a decent amount like just through like DMing
Yes.
us. You can leave it in the comments, but if you want to be anonymous, just DM and say like, don't say my name.
Yeah.
Or like make one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best way. I mean,
Yeah.
if you know us personally, just like shoot us a little texty text.
Yeah.
But,
or an email or whatever.
Yeah, and then at the office we have a Dropbox where
Yes.
you can like write a question and like roll it up and put it in.
And
the
that can be
box.
totally anonymous. So.
Yeah, like we don't study handwriting, so yeah. So that's how you should, get a question answered.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Bye.
see ya.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of the Little Brain Campaign.
Please like, subscribe, and follow.
See you next time.